The season premiere of Dancing with the Stars just happened, and while Ryan Lochte was getting judged, apparently some protesters bombarded the stage and got tackled by security guards. Take a look.
Swimming is a, excuse me, hey, back off! Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
There it is. Protesters come onto the stage. They're grabbed by security. Security takes them down right there. Everyone seems shocked. We have some exclusive video of the incident.
We'll take a break. We'll get the rest of the judges' comments. Take a deep breath. We'll be right back.
What you guys should know is that two of these protesters went up onto the stage and then they got arrested immediately. There were also two women in the audience wearing anti-Lochte shirts. They also got kicked out. Which I think is kind of interesting. I mean, if you haven't done anything and you just happen to be sitting in the audience, like, why are you going to get kicked out? But whatever. I mean, maybe they did something that we don't know about, and that's the reason why.
Well, they're afraid that they're going to do it next because they're all wearing the same T-shirts.
Right.
So, I mean, I'd have a conversation with them. I don't know if I'd kick them out.
Right.
And I'd certainly keep an eye on them. So now, this is a strange, strange story. There's something wrong with this story because of a couple of things. One, who's this move by Ryan Lochte? Like, it's okay to be, like, pissed or annoyed at him or amused or bemused by the story.
Yeah.
But to, like, get all, like, to do the shirts, to get arrested, you know you're going to get arrested, to go on TV. And these are grown-ass men. Like, when I first saw the headline, I assumed that it was going to be kids, and they were doing it mainly to get attention, right? No, the two guys arrested are Sam Sotoday, 48 years old, and Barzine Sarudi, 40 years old. First of all, the names sound Middle Eastern. They look Middle Eastern. I don't know what their background is. You're a Middle Eastern dude going to bum rush a stage in this atmosphere?
You think it's a publicity stunt?
I don't know. That's a hell of a risk to take.
Yeah.
And a 48-year-old dude is this, like, upset that Ryan Lochte kind of made up a story in Brazil and that he's going to go and risk this? There's something weird going on in this story.
Yeah, it could be a publicity stunt. I also think people are just angry. And so they're like looking for something to like get involved in, you know? I mean, maybe this is like their outlet and they're like, I'm going to stick it to Ryan Lochte right now and tell him how I really feel.
I don't know. By the way, later Lochte said he was robbed by the guys at gunpoint. That did not happen in this case. But all right, I'll say one more thing about it. I mean, you say people are angry. Now I'm going to make way too much out of the story, but I sometimes talk about the great unraveling. And when Brexit happened, I said, okay, here we go. It has begun. I was worried, but here it is. Where people go, with the establishment, with the rules and the laws, etc. And things start to devolve a little bit. And yeah, I mean, Brexit's huge. And it could go right and it could go left. But lately it's been going more right and right wing. And now what we used to have rule and order in things like, and it's silly, I know it's a TV show, right? But now there aren't as many rules, there isn't as much order, so people bust on the sets and get away with it, and people just want the attention, and there's no consequences.
Well, here's what I've noticed more than anything, right? There used to be like civil behavior even when you disagreed with someone. And that civil behavior has been thrown out the window completely this year, right? So people are vicious toward one another. People will literally take on a profession of trolling to make money, and they say things that they don't mean and they get rewarded for it, right? I mean, we kind of entered this weird age where being civil, logical, rational, reasonable is a liability more than anything. Like, if you want to come at a political topic or a political issue from a logical, well-reasoned perspective, well, then you're bought off, you're a dick, you know, you shouldn't be trusted. But if you come at something from an emotional standpoint that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, well, then you have the balls to be honest. Like, that's where we are right now, and it's the most frustrating thing in the world.
And the more offensive you are,
exactly,
the more of a hero you are, because you had the temerity to hurt people. Congratulations. So look, the trolls started online, and I love the internet. The internet made us. The internet is our home. It allows an outsider perspective to be brought to you in a way that you never had an opportunity before. At the same time, it of course was also the home and the beginning of the trolls. But now they're in the real world, these real life trolls. And they've come out from under the bridge. And so now that the trolls are among us and they're in the real world, it's a weird place to be.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of anarchy that is beginning to spread. And there's an entire candidate, Donald J. Troll, who is the king of the trolls, encouraging a lot of this.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that we're in the situation that we are now. I know we're making a mountain out of a molehill in this particular regard. We're just saying that it's symbolic of other things that are also happening in the country.
Yeah, it's part of a pattern that, I mean, I've at least experienced throughout this year. And it's definitely not a good idea to encourage that kind of behavior when we're also living in this environment of paranoia and we're also living in this sea of guns, right? So I don't know how this is all going to end up. I'm kind of at this weird stage where I don't know if telling the truth is a good thing or if it's a liability. Like, if you want to be liked right now, you just have to lie. And you have to be provocative. And I don't know. I don't buy into that. I'm just hoping that at the end of all of this, the people who believe in the truth and who push the truth are the ones who are going to come out on top.
There's so much more Young Turks content if you're a member. Great shows like Aggressive Progressives, Old School, you'll get post games, all ad-free, plus the whole 2-hour show. I know what you're thinking.
This is huge.
And it kind of is. So come join us. tytnetwork.com/join.